Hi Leo, welcome to your June 2016 General Horoscope. It's Raina here, and so I'm going to try to talk about transits while I pick these cards, but this is really challenging, so I'm just going to do a couple while I talk. So what happens in June is that there's a concentration of energy for you. There is the energy of the 11th house being activated because the sun in Gemini is your 11th house. And so for the first few weeks of the month, you have the sun in this sector of hopes and wishes, friendships, groups. So you may be actually more social than you typically are. You're going to have a new moon here on the 4th of the month. And Mercury also enters this house on the 12th of the month. So you may be talking to friends more or any kind of group associations. This can directly benefit you in business if you are in the corporate world, for instance, where you do have to deal with a wide variety of people, or a salesman, something along those lines. Until Mercury goes into Gemini on the 12th, you will have it in Taurus, and that's your 10th house of career. And this is the house where Mercury retrograded. So there may have been some job offer from a company that you had applied to maybe in the past, and then you accepted it, and there's talk about what the job is entailing, and then you get this these transits in the 11th house, which is really positive for making your dreams come true. So during that new moon on the 4th, make sure that you kind of set some intentions for the sorts of things you want to attract into your reality, Leo. Okay. I don't get many reversed cards anymore, so it's always kind of interesting when I do. Yeah, sorry about that. And then this is the outcome. Okay. So let me tell you some other stuff. Venus is in that group sector and hopes and wishes sector, and then on the 17th it goes into your 12th house, which is the woo house, is the house of past lives, spirituality, meditation, actually seclusion, hospitals and prisons for people who work in those types of fields or may have connections to those areas. What else does it represent? It represents your buried issues. I feel like when Venus goes into this house, you can possibly meet up with somebody that's a karmic connection. Maybe it's somebody from a past life that you somehow have a meeting with, or a relationship. You fall in love with somebody that you've known in other lifetimes. Mars goes direct on the 29th of June, and this will be in your 4th house of home and family. And so when Mars is in the 4th house, it, especially when it goes direct, there may be either some kind of a conflict in your home and family sector that you have to kind of deal with. Maybe right now, until the point of it stationing direct, you are going to feel like you're reviewing a situation that you thought you had dealt with. And so it's like one more battle. But, while it's still in retrograde motion for the vast majority of this month, Leo, just look at the conflict as an impartial observer. Do not get into the fray unless you absolutely have to. And only you know the specifics of the situation, if it does apply to you. When Mars does go direct, you may feel more compelled to act, but remember that you want to choose peace. So even if you have to act, you don't have to make it a war. And this could specifically relate to your parents, and it could also relate to any kind of renovation that you're doing on your home. And, you know, because sometimes it just means the actual physical house. And so you may be in that process of doing some kind of addition, or just taking down a structure, remodeling, something like that. Leo, the other concentration of energy is in your fifth house, which is your natural house. And the fifth house deals with love matters. I'm talking about when you're falling in love. It deals with children, including procreation. It deals with creative projects. It deals with home businesses and hobbies. And so you may be feeling, when Saturn has been retrograding in this house, that you're trying to discover the best way to structure your self so that you can achieve these goals that I just mentioned related to, you know, these matters. For instance, until Saturn goes direct in August, like I think it's the 2nd, and you were thinking about having children, maybe you're still kind of figuring out the logistics. You know, if you're a woman, will I go back to work? Will I stay home and raise a child? Blah, blah, blah. And maybe in August you'll decide that the green light is happening and you will try to conceive. Maybe you are trying to find that partner for life. Maybe you're tired of having love affairs. And so you're kind of thinking about what kind of partner you want. And one of the great things about Saturn in a house is that it really brings it down to earth. It really crystallizes your vision, makes it more real instead of just in theory. And so that can help to actually make it happen and just not a fantasy. And the full moon that is happening in this fifth house on the summer solstice is the second full moon you've had in the fifth house. So perhaps during the first one, some of you found out that somebody was in love with you, or you found out you were in love with somebody else, and maybe now you actually take steps to make that happen so that you consummate your relationship or what have you. But it's a very romantic time for you as well. So there's a lot of great energy happening for Leo, and let's talk about the cards. The first card relates to the overall energy. It's the Page of Wands. So this could actually be a message that you receive. Again, I was talking about Mercury in the 10th house. The wands can relate to career matters. So you can hear good news about a career. Maybe you applied for a job and you hear from them you got the job. It could relate to a love relationship. Maybe it deals with another fire sign. So it could be Aries. It could be a fellow Leo. I wonder how many of you Leos actually get with Leo people. I can't think of anything offhand. It would seem like a total competition for top dog, center stage. Or it could be a Sagittarius individual. Pages are young energies, so this could relate to a child, news about a child, but also I feel like it could be just talking about, as I was saying, maybe even having children. Maybe you find out you're pregnant, for instance. And this is not bad news. This is good news for you. But good news could be coming in that lights your fire. Let's put it that way. And looking at the recent past to discover some connection with this news, we get the Strength card, your card. The Strength card is the card of Leo. See that lion? And this is card 8 in the Major Arcana, what is the month of August? That's the 8th month. And the number 8 indicates worldly success, by the way, which a lot of Leos tend to have. Leo tends to gravitate towards success because you are a very positive sign. You know, the interesting thing about positive and negative, which, you know, some people may interpret as sexist, is that the masculine signs, the fire and the air signs, are considered positive signs, and the feminine signs, the water and the earth signs, are considered negative signs. And I always kind of thought that was a little bit sexist, but it really is about the externalized energy and the internalized energy. You know, Leo, fire signs are extroverted, and so are air signs. And the water and earth signs are introverted. So there is that, I would say that this is connected to that 5th house. Maybe it's connected to the time of the full moon, when that's highlighting your 5th house, which is your natural house. But for some of you, maybe you had to be strong because you couldn't get pregnant, and now you have gotten pregnant. Maybe you had to be strong because you wanted to be in love and it eluded you, and now it's here. So look at this. This is the message from the universe, 9 of Cups. This is the wish fulfilled card. But if you look at that person, he's got a smug look on his face. So you have to be careful about too much of a good thing. You know, is there such an animal as too much of a good thing? Well, the person that is asking that question, which is me, is a Sagittarian. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So there's that excessive energy. And I don't know if the 9 of Cups, you know what? It probably is connected to Jupiter. Even though it's a Cups, it probably is, because the 9 connects to Jupiter. So it's an expansive energy, but it can be an indulgent energy. So you have to have a little bit of balance with that. But it can relate to love because it has the Cups. It can be an emotional fulfillment. And it came about because you believed in it, because you were able to have the strength of your belief to make it manifest. The underlying energy that may not be, on your radar on a conscious level is the Ace of Cups. And so this is the beginnings of new love, but maybe you are not really aware that it's love. That's what I was talking about. When I was talking about that first full moon in May, it is possible that some of you have met somebody who will be that person. But maybe you were just talking. Maybe you're just kind of like flirting, and maybe it's not even a romantic. It didn't start out romantic. Maybe it was just a friendship. And you have realized, or you will realize, that it's the beginnings of love at some point. What is in your face, well, didn't want that to happen, is the 7 of Swords in reverse. So this can mean, I would think, that, and who knows, maybe this is going to happen also at the time of the full moon when something is revealed. Maybe you were dating somebody and you'll find out that they were, on the down low with somebody else. Maybe they were, doing something that was, dishonest, dishonorable. But you will uncover that. And I do not think that, I think that, it's very interesting that these two cards are next to each other, because If there is something that comes out about a current partner, don't despair, because there's probably love waiting in the wings. The advice is the Knight of Cups. So, well, you know, that could be that somebody, that maybe this person, see, I'm getting these 2 cups in these positions. Maybe the person is a water sign. So, you know, these things do happen. Maybe it's a Cancer or a Scorpio or a, Pisces. I just did Pisces video, Leo, and I said, you know, because I got a card that I thought could be about a Leo, so maybe this will be, because I said, you know, I just can't see very many Leos and Pisces people getting together. And, you know, now I'm opening myself up, and I'm probably going to get people writing and saying, yeah, I'm with a Pisces. I'll get some Leos saying that, or Pisces saying that about Leo. I can see Cancer. I know that happening, where Cancer and Leo, they're right next to each other astrologically, and also with Scorpio for sure. That happens quite a bit. Sometimes I think with Scorpio, there is a very strong sexual bond or attraction between those 2 signs. And, you know, they do form a square, so there's that kind of, it's a hard aspect, but sometimes hard aspects can be very, very enticing, because it still is an attraction, you know. It still is an attraction. So in any case, this person, if there's somebody like this person's going to be a romantic individual. They could be a musician. They could be someone who is, you know, like a very creative person, which you are naturally too. You know, as a matter of fact, maybe it will be like a Pisces. And that's the one thing I could see with Leo and Pisces, is that you would share that artistry. So if you are somebody, let's say you're a singer, Leo, and there's somebody in you know, that you met on open mic night, and they happen to be a Pisces, maybe you will bond over art, you know. And this person is going to be very romantic and very idealistic. I think sometimes even in the upright position that the Knight of Cups can be a ladies' man. Well, I shouldn't say that. It might be more of a knight in shining armor type of a deal. And sometimes, you know, I hate to say it in the upright position, because it might be the good version of it, but I always say anyway that if somebody presents themselves as hearts and flowers and everything perfect, and they're, you know, you don't really know them that well, just don't run off on a tangent with them. Just try to keep on an even keel until you really know what's happening, because you can get swept off your feet with this one, you know. And, you know, maybe you might say, what's wrong with getting swept off your feet? I guess there's nothing wrong with that, right? As long as you know that that's what's happening. So I will bow to your sense of good judgment, and maybe you just want to be taken on a wonderful ride of romantic dealings, you know, with. I'm going to just I'm going to back off of that and just think that maybe there's a water sign individual. And, you know, I was thinking too, this person could be an air sign, but it's in the reverse position, so this isn't the one probably. So that would be a Gemini or a Libra or an Aquarius. In the reverse position, they might be doing you wrong in some way. And they're sneaking around too. They're being very sneaky about it. And this person comes in on a white horse, you know. Okay, Leo, before I go on, let me talk about it in terms of career, because sometimes I just go into the love reading, and this is supposed to be general and include career. So for those of you who may have been out of work, your positive thoughts may kind of make it so that you hear some good news on the job front and your wishes have been fulfilled. There may have been a water sign individual that featured into you getting the job in the first place. And if you're with a company that perhaps you were applying for the new position and you were, keeping it from your current boss, don't be surprised if they find out somehow. And but just know that this job that is coming up is going to connect with you on a heart-centered basis. It's not going to be just something that you punch the clock. You're going to really want to do it. And so the advice is to go in, to seek the heart-centered perspective when it comes to whatever it is you do. Don't just look for the money. But the outcome is that you could be that person that is working very hard and that you are going to be very financially successful. Of course, the pentacles relate to the earth element and the tangible things of life related to material blessings. But you're going to work for these. It's not going to just, drop from the sky. And when it comes to love, it could mean that you're going to have to balance your work and love life, or it could mean that there is an earth sign person who is possibly also in the picture. So that might be somebody that you end up with. Maybe you thought this was the one and that becomes the one. Taurus, Leo, or Capricorn. But I happen to think that maybe a good number of you, this will be you on the job front, because I feel like you're going to have a lot of good energy for that. And maybe you're starting your own business, because the fifth house can be dealing with your home business, and that could be that heart perspective where you're doing it, and maybe it's even something on the spiritual level, like some sort of spiritual business, and it's really honoring your heart as well as the heart of other people. So in any case, Leo, looks good, and good luck to you. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great June. Bye.